Now, when we look at the Lakers, man, when we look at the Lakers and we look at what's going on with the Lakers, now they did win the last game with the Nuggets. But let's erase that game for a second and let's talk about what we didn't talk about prior to that. They lost versus the Kings, atrocity, with no Harrison Barnes, no De'Aaron Fox, and y'all lost to the Kings. Atrocious, not what elite looks like. LeBron's first game back, they lost by a game winner or a game tie or a missed game tire or a game winner or whatever. All right? That was that, okay? Now, obviously, he's mad, saying I'm not 100% and all this type of stuff, and I might not be 100% for my career. Like, and this is where I have a problem with LeBron fans, man. And I already know what that is and what LeBron's doing. It's built in an excuse for now if we don't make, like, anytime it's not advantageous for LeBron or it's not clarity where it's like, yo, like the bubble situation. You see how hype and how amped he was to go to the bubble because the league was duos everywhere. So we have the best duo in my mind. We have an advantage. It's more clarity. We could see the end of the tunnel, right? But now when you have the Nets, you have all these other stuff, and you have, they can't see the end of the tunnel. So now it's like he does this built in an excuse prior. Same thing with a J.R. Smith. We don't see the end of the tunnel versus the Warriors. They're so elite, where my one game now, now I punched the hand. You wearing a cast, built in an excuse at the end of the, like, LeBron does this. You got to know he does this. His fan base does this. LeBron does this. If LeBron never did it, his fans won't do it, right? It goes hand in hand. And I'm sorry for your LeBron fans and the LeBron sexuals and the apologists. Oh, he's capping. I don't like his takes with like LeBron. It's just real. I don't hate LeBron. I despise the fans. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron knows who he is. I know who LeBron is. I know where he ranks. All that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, people be capping. And I'm here to give clarity because he does this all the time. And I'm not mad that he does this, but I'm mad that y'all buy into it and that y'all accept it and put it on this level, because anybody else did that, it's a problem. Anybody else did that, it's a problem. But anyways, let's go past that. Like, obviously, I didn't rate when he did that. I didn't rate it at all. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest at the end of the day. Like, I'm not going to hold back. I'm just being honest. Right? At the end of the day, that's what that happened. That's what that was. But now when you look past that and you look at the fact that he came back, like I said, it's a testament to KD. It's a testament to how elite KD actually is. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say LeBron the best player, LeBron better than KD. And when is a best player still the best player at almost age 37? Like, what are y'all talking about? It doesn't even, like, mans are in there. How is the best player better than the best player in their prime? Like, it's just cap. That's what, at some point the cap needs to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unfair. You can't just be capping and then just discrediting other people and not being honest to the game and truthful to the game, because the game tells you who's better. And then now you give all these other reasons. Anyways, that's besides the point. If you're saying LeBron is the best player, then LeBron coming back, you can't have your cake and eat it too. LeBron coming back and not performing and being as elite as he should be with coming back from an ankle injury and you're saying, oh, he needs rust and you shouldn't say that. You should say, LeBron, there's no excuse. Be better. If you do that, I will have no knock. You say he's the best player, then there's no excuse. He should be good. But now, if you're saying now it's either that or you actually subscribe to the fact that, okay, he's not the best player. There's a guy down in Brooklyn who, when he comes back from injury, it's like this. So if you can't come back from injury like this, we have to reevaluate who's really who. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Because if you say he's the best player, then don't give an excuse. Hold him to that. But if you want to give an excuse, and if you want to go, oh, you know what, he's rusty, he needs time, there's a guy who don't need time. There's a guy who don't need that. There's a guy who comes back and this is what elite looks like. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Pick what narrative or what hill you want to die on. Pick one. If you say he's the best player, then, say, yo, LeBron, no excuses. You got to perform. You got to do this. You had enough. You came back from your ankle injury. You had enough time it's an ankle sprain. You had enough time to rehab. You did whatever you did. You came back. Even if you're 90%, come on now, get buckets. Perform. No excuse. Just produce. There's other guys, we don't give no excuses for other guys when they're injured. No excuse, produce. You're the best player, show me. But if not, if you're saying, you know what, no, he has every right, his excuse, he's not the same, he's not healthy, come on now. If you're saying that, then don't say he's the best player. Pick one. Pick one. You can't have both. You can't have both. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm here to highlight. You can't have both. Because at the end of the day, what really tells you who's the best player is the guy who can come back, miss 2 months, and come back and go perfect. The guy who can come back off the bench and drop 33 after missing, and then come back a third time, come on now, and come back 42 in the second game. Like, come on now. That guy is the best player. And it's all-world efficiency, and it's not even in the paint. It's jump shots. With a thigh contusion. With it, like, come on now. It don't matter. Buckets on a platter. Easy. Money. Sniper. My goodness, man. So, like, when you look at that, you just have to be real. Now, when we look past that, AD and LeBron, there's something to be said, and they won't bring it up. And this is something that I was saying, like, and I have a lot to say because they're capping. First, before I even get to anything, all those other things, there's something to be said about the Nets. There's a reason why KD can be dropped in from injury, and the Nets can look great without KD and great with KD, or better with KD. There's a reason why, what's it called? Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz can look great without Donovan Mitchell and look even better with Donovan Mitchell. There's a reason why players can be out on other teams and they can still thrive. Does that mean that player is not an MVP? Does that mean that player is not elite? No, it means that there's a system at play. There's a system at play that whether this guy is out or not, it's the same thing like you saw with Kawhi and the Raptors. It's the same thing you see with Kawhi with the Clippers. There's a system at play, and there's a play style that we run that whether this guy's here or not, we still run it. So players are put in their best position to perform individually. You're a shooter, you're going to be shooting. You're a ball handler and you can play make, you're going to be ball handling and playmaking. You don't take the ball handler who can play make, or the scorer that could score and just make him spot up. That's why you see how Rondo looks with the Clippers is different than how Rondo looks with the Lakers when he was playing with LeBron and just chilling in the corner. But when Rondo was, like, the Rondo you see with the Clippers is the Rondo you saw when LeBron was on the bench. The Rondo you saw with LeBron is not the Rondo you saw in both scenarios. There's a reason. There's a reason, but y'all don't open your eyes. Y'all don't see it. Y'all don't see it. And that's what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's a testament to that. There's something to be said for that. This is why when people were saying when the Nets lost to the Lakers and when the Lakers have beat other teams, like they slapped the Raptors and they beat other teams with straight frying. These men were shooting, looking like a shooting type of team. 50% from the three, like high efficiency shooting. When normally they're a bad shooting team. So how could a bad shooting team for multiple games all of a sudden be an elite shooting team? There's something to be said for rhythm. There's something to be said for play style. Those are the same guys. They haven't changed. They're on the roster there too. They're shooting the same shots too. When LeBron's there, people say, oh, the pressure with LeBron playing. No, it's not the pressure. It's because you're making scorers be shooters. And now without him, the scorers could be scorers, which means their shooting is going to even be better. Schroeder doesn't have to just spot the hell up in the corner. Schroeder is ball handling. Schroeder can run to the paint. He has rhythm. He has flow. So now when I do shoot, I'm more potent. That's why you see him frying the nets. Because he's not just chilling in the corner. I'm running pick and roll. I'm playing like how I played in OKC now. Finally. Let me be me. Kuzma, let me be me. McLemore, let me be me. I wasn't even able to play like this in Houston because I was just spotting up. But now I can be a shooter. I can come off screens like I will run and play. You know what I mean? I can pump fake sidestep. I can do whatever. Let me be me. THT, let me be me. You know what I'm saying? Markieff Morris, high post, mid post. Let me be me. That's how I looked when I was in Phoenix. If y'all know, you know. Let me be me. So, Drummond, let me be me. Like that. So, like, the list goes on. Caruso, let me be everybody. Let me be me. So, that's why you see a free-flowing offense. KCP even doing more. Like, everybody is doing more. Everybody's able to play more, do more, get touches. It's different now when you're spotting up. Now LeBron is here, and it's the same LeBron offense. You only get to shoot when I hit you, and I dictate when you get it. And when you get it, you better shoot within 2 seconds. If you don't have it, give it back to me or give it to AD. So you're playing a role-playing role. So a lot of the times what happens now, and this is what people don't account for, right? They don't account for. They don't understand. If I come off the bench, right, I come into the game. I haven't even dribbled the ball. I don't even know how the ball feels. I don't even know if there's sweat on the ball. I don't even know, I don't know what's going on with the ball. Now I'm just in the corner. I haven't touched the ball. On defense, you don't touch the ball because if you strip the ball, you get a steal and you're gone. You don't touch the ball. You just get contact, chest up, you know what I mean? How many times do you touch the ball on defense? Unless you get a rebound. But if I haven't got a rebound and I'm a shooter, or I'm a scorer, and I'm in the corner, I've been in the corner all game. LeBron hasn't hit me. He's running his pick and roll for maybe 5 straight possessions. Finally, he hits me, and I'm open off to shoot. That's why you see on Shumpert sometimes hit backboard. You see other people who aren't playing rotational, or they're playing rotational, but they don't get touches. Their first shot is just clap. Just straight Kablunski. Rebound. You know what I'm saying? That's what you see. Why? I don't even know how the ball feels, fam. Like, what is this? Now it's different when, without LeBron, now you see a man get it. He touched it. One dribble. My fault, y'all. One dribble. Couldn't create. Kick it out. I might not have shot, but I got it. Oof, not there. You got it. There's a flow going on. There's a rhythm. I touched it. I feel comfortable. I have a diddy bop now. Ooh, I'm here though. I get it. Now when I shoot, I have rhythm. I don't have to have rhythm is not necessarily shooting OD. There's rhythm shooters in terms of you need shots to get your rhythm, yes. But there's rhythm in just a flow of the game. There's a flow of the game. I'm touching the ball like I'm involved. There's rhythm. I feel nice. Okay, when I you know what I mean? I feel the ball, I feel it. If you really play, Same thing with ball handling. There's a feel for the ball. There's a feel. If I have no feel and I'm trying to do layups or trying to shoot left, right, short, front rim, come on now, there's a feel. There's a feel that's at hand. And that's what happens with role players. A lot of the times they need feel. They need feel. There's elite role players that don't need that, yes. But there's a lot of the times they need feel, especially when you're now playing in a play style that you're not this. If you're a shooter and you're a shooter regardless, now if your role is to be a shooter, you don't need a feel because you're a shooter. That's what you do. You don't need no touches. Once you get it, you're a shooter. You knock this bitch down. But now you're a scorer in a shooter role. You want me to be something I'm not without feel? So you want me to be something I'm not, which already is going to be a struggle. Now you want me to be that without a feel? Without a rhythm? Oh my God, it's even worse. It's even worse. And that's something that needs to be accounted for. And that's why you see KD out or whoever out. And obviously KD is extreme because it's the Nets. They're still solid, right? But other teams, like I said, Donovan Mitchell's team is full of role players, the Jazz. So when he's out, you should see a drop-off. Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson's buckets with Mitchell and without him is not too different. Obviously, he's going to get more usage, but even when he's there, it's still his buckets and his takes are still the same. It's just his output would be more. But you're literally seeing players with the Lakers look completely different without LeBron. That's a testament. Shamet without them looks the same as Shamet with them. He might do a 1-2 more ball handling or whatever because, he might be run point guard or whatever. Different role in the offense, but it's still the same type of Shamet. I've seen him do pump fake, one dribble, run to the paint, dunk, pump. I've seen him do sidestep. I've seen him do step back. I've seen him do that even with Kyrie being there on the floor. So it's not like it's drastically different. It's not like it's oh my God, who is this? No, it's still relatively in the same ballpark. And that's when you know, okay, that player is actually in his best. He's in his best play style with the star. And a lot of the times, LeBron teams, these players aren't in their best play style with him because it's a LeBron offense. So now when LeBron is out and they play completely different, forget the wins and the losses. It's about how they look. That's why when you integrate LeBron back, there's a whole adjustment period. They don't just come back straight winning out the gate. That doesn't always happen because of the play style. You have to get back to now the old play style you were used to. AD was now used to one play style. when he came back. And then they kind of adjusted to that because you're still going to have adjustment for AD coming back. Now you have to readjust again for AD and Bron coming back. That's why you see what you see. That's why you see what you see. Oh, my God, they have an elite defense. And they can't shut down the Raptors. Oh, my God, they have an elite defense. But people are forgetting. They keep talking about defense. But Lakers can't score. Even when they beat the Nuggets, it's still less than 100. The Lakers can't score. They play slow tempo for a reason. They can't score like how people can score. How much defense can you play? Man, the lowest amount of the least amount of points per game allowed is still 105, which is the Knicks. Then the second is what? The Lakers 106-ish, whatever. It's still a lot. And you're scoring under 100. You're scoring only 106 per. That's why their differential is that, like, they can't score. You could lock up. You talk about lock up. So how about the teams that can actually score? Your lockup isn't going to lock it up. And now you can't score, but you expect them to win? Now, we do understand playoff slows down. There's pressure. Yes, that in the third. But at the end of the day, mans can't score. Man splashing is an anomaly. That's why I was telling people that team you saw versus the Nets, and people trying to act like, oh, they beat them even without that. That's not the team you're going to see with LeBron. That's not the scorers. That's not the shooters you're going to see with LeBron. It's a completely different context. And that's what people don't actually take in. They don't actually subscribe to, you know what I mean? It looks like I'm being, you know what I mean, a hater or whatever. You know, obviously I'll take it all. Whatever you say. But at the end of the day, dispute me, rebuttal me in what I'm actually saying. You can't do it. Because if you do, I run circles around these men. You know what I'm saying? I run circles. I run the comments. Try it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day. Twice on Sundays. Do it. You know what I'm saying? We'll go into a battle. I ain't afraid of that. I ain't afraid of the bump. I ain't afraid of it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't afraid of it. You know what I'm saying? We could do that all day, every day. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's something that is transpiring, and you're seeing that in the results of the losses. Now, they did beat the Nuggets, you know, yesterday. They did beat the Nuggets, and they did have, you know, a great offensive performance or solid offensive performance from AD, and they did lock up, and, you know, and it did come down. Honestly, it came down to the cap offensive foul that they did with MPJ, because they might have lost that game if they actually counted that 3, and you know, it was a no call, which what it should have been, because that happens a lot of the times when players run into each other. He just did a pass handoff and ran into him. I could see he slightly changed his route a little bit, but he was embracing the hit. But it's not enough to, like, it's just more so they love the Lakers, so they're gonna give them that. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, it came down to that. It came down to, like, basically a one possession. Like, that would have changed the whole game. Now, it doesn't mean they would have lost, but it came down to one possession. Now, again, they have what? I think 7 games left. 3 of those 7 are back-to-back games. So LeBron's probably going to rest 3 of those games. Like, and it's when it comes down to where it's straight cap. You see Nick, right? You see some of these guys actually say all season, the Nets, they're not healthy. They haven't played together as a big 3. I'm supposed to assume now the playoffs comes, just going to click like this. We're only 7 games played. We're not playing down the stretch. Did this and that in the third. They've been injured all the time. I'm supposed to assume they're just not going to be injured. But yet, they didn't apply that same assumption, that same energy to the Lakers, when the Lakers' injuries were actually worse than the Nets' injuries. Because at least 1 or 2 of them were playing this whole time when man's been injured. And they've been winning this whole time when man's been injured. So they're only going to be better when they're back, no? Yes. Not going to be worse. You better slap yourself if you think that. You better slap yourself hard, real hard if you think that. You know those slaps when you think when a fly is on you and you just slap yourself where, you know, you after like, damn, I bust my scalati. Like, bruh, what's going on here? That kind of slap. Slap yourself like that. If you thought they'll be worse with the trio, healthy. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the Lakers, one, yes, they assume LeBron is going to be 100% healthy. 80's injury, why would you assume he was going to be 100% healthy? But it's looking like he's actually 100% healthy. And LeBron isn't 100% healthy. LeBron's now saying, I might not be 100% healthy. It's not going to matter if we're in the plane or whatever. And he's bashing the plane, which he wasn't bashing earlier when mans weren't close to it. But now mans are salty because they might be, it might be the inevitable. You know, that might be what our reality might be. And then now mans are salty because there's extra games. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. That's that. But these are the same mans Like I said, Nick Wright, all these other guys. Yes, I called him out. Now I'm a nobody to them. We get that. But at the end of the day, I called him out. The man actually is saying they're on national TV that injury don't matter, or injury is a problem for the Nets. And they're not, how could you just assume they're going to click? That's never happened. Da-da-da team. But then now the reality is LeBron's injured. They're injured. They come back. They're fugazi. They're not in proper rhythm. They won one game, whatever. Yes. Now for the last stretch, they might lose 4. It's not looking clear that they're gonna go on a win streak and just be solid while old machine coming to the playoffs. So they might lose games. They might drop in the standings. But yet you still assume them to make the finals, regardless of what seed. Even if they're in the plane, it don't matter because they'll click come playoff time. They're not gonna be injured. They're gonna be. So that's not applicable to the Nets? So the Nets can't just turn it on? The Nets don't have 3 guys who are all world? You're saying this about 2 guys. So the Nets don't have 3? Like, what are you talking about? LeBron looks the same. Oh my God. The same Nick Wright is saying, oh, KD don't like. I was skeptical because the fact that he was perfect after he came from injury, but he didn't really move the same. Okay, how about LeBron now? You still have that same energy when you see LeBron ain't moving the same? Where's the same energy? Where is it? And this is a testament to the fact that, like, there's, like, come on, like, okay, let me, because I know they're going to be in their feelings, and I'm just going to be real and say it. I'm just going to be real and say it. LeBron has had an ankle injury, and I get the way he rolled his ankle was reverse, right? So it could probably do more damage than good. I've had that too. And I know that type of, like, sometimes the way you roll your ankle could do so much damage where you need a long time to recover. Like a month doesn't do justice, whatever, it doesn't do justice. But again, I'm not getting NBA treatment. I'm not the one posting saying a storm is coming. For you to say a storm, what are you talking about, the Nets storm? Or a storm was coming. He said that. So, and then now it doesn't work well. Now it's, oh my God, if you were injured the whole time, why would you tweet? If you weren't going to be 100% and you knew that, why would you tweet a storm is coming? Because I feel that he was 100%. But I feel that maybe now with fatigue and we're now moving, now maybe he might have tweaked them out now that he planted, or now that you add defense and all these other things, maybe he might have, you can't anticipate how it's going to feel during that process. Now now it's like, oh, geez, I didn't expect this type of pain. Maybe that might be the case, right? But again, there's guys who have ankle injuries. There's guys who play through that and they won't ever tell you that they have bone spurs, etc. This has happened all the time. But because they have an ability, it doesn't look like it. Because they could shoot, because they can do step backs, because they don't need to just go to the paint to score, and they don't need to just be dunking to score, that it doesn't affect them the same way. It will affect them, but not the same way. So they might not be efficient, but they still, to the naked eye, you'll never know. That's why after the playoffs, you hear this man was playing with a bone split. You know what I'm saying? You hear that after. But LeBron, his game is predicated on paint. This tells you, like, there's no way an ankle injury should deter you this much to where you can't even attack. Even your layups takes look grounded. And even if it looks grounded, that's okay. Go to the post. Do post fades. You know what I mean? Like, there's other ways to score and to be potent and to be efficient. KD showed you that. But again, there's limitations to the game. So is he really the best player if there's limitations? Like all of these things that are transpiring should really give people a reflection and make people really realize what was what this whole time. Just because you're athletic as hell and you score off of that does not mean you're actually better than these guys. Because you play in a play style that is your play style, you know what I'm saying? That you're at your highest point and your highest peak of your powers because of the play style you're in. LeBron doesn't sacrifice everywhere he goes. It's the same play style. Everybody sacrifices for LeBron. So he's always at his max play style where he could perform at his best in terms of the stats, the 30 and the 10 and the whatever. It's not everywhere he goes, he's doing that, or he's fitting in where, okay, I'm going to play off the ball. My point guard is going to be a point guard and I still get the same numbers or whatever. No, he plays his one way. And there's a purpose and there's a reason for that. But I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? That's my key statement now. I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole because, if I do, it's a never-ending cycle. My goodness. But, it really shows you what's affecting. But at the end of the day, like I said, and what I was trying to basically bring up, on purpose was People don't bring the same energy and the same context that they do for LeBron, and they don't apply it to everybody else. And that's where the problem lies. That's where I can't even look at your statements, and I can't even look at your assessment or your rebuttal or whatever. You can't look at it as law. You can't look at it as even valid. It's not even valid because it's clearly based off of a bias. When you speak to someone it's the same thing where it's the same thing like going to a job. Your references. Can your dad be your reference? The only way he can is if you finesse and he might you worked for him and then now, you know what I mean? But even then, no family member can be a reference. Like, you have to use other people as reference. Why? Because they'll cap for you. It's biased. They'll cap for you. That's why they can't be your reference. Go get somebody else who ain't family member. They might still cap for you too, but at least it's more believable. And that's what's happening. When you have a biased take, when you now only apply context for this player and be biased to this player, and you don't apply the same knock you apply to this player, you don't apply to this player. Oh my God, I don't like KD for going to the war, stacking the team. But you don't apply that to LeBron, who's done the same type of shit in different ways, but he's done the same type of shit. You don't apply it. No, but still So yes, Claire, I know you be biased, there's nothing you say that's valid because it's based off of bias. It's not truthful. It's not objective. It's not reality. It's not truthful. It's all you have a defense mechanism always. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So that's what's happening a lot of the times. So once I hear that, I already know, like, you know, I mean, I already know what time it is. And that's what they do. And that's why I'm here. That's why it always sounds like, oh my God, he's a hater. Oh my God, he's not saying positive things about LeBron and whatever. I'm forced to, because y'all overboost and y'all cap so much. Like, I have to react to that. I have to react to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, again, for me personally, I want all teams healthy. I don't want no hindrance. I don't want no excuses. I don't want nothing. I wish Jamal Murray never went out. You know what I'm saying? I want Tatum and Brown. I want them to be fully healthy. I want the Nets to be healthy. I want Philly to be healthy. I want every team all 8 going into the playoffs to be healthy. I want every team to be healthy. That's what I want. I want LeBron to be healthy. AD. I want every man. Donovan Mitchell. The list goes on. Steph coming for this play-in. Every man to be healthy. And then we go from there. So there's no excuses. So we see everyone, especially the fact that we had a bubble and I felt like the bubble was capped. Now that we have man's health, like, this is real now. I want to see real playoffs. I want to see real. We back at the home arenas. You know what I'm saying? There's not the same fans, but there's a 1-2. I want to see real now. I want to let's go. So I can update my information on a lot of y'all, or my information I already have, you know, that I've been saying gets reiterated. That's what I want to see. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of cap with the Lakers. There's a lot of stuff, but it just, for me, it just exposes the fact that you could just say this about every other team, and especially the Nets. The stuff you're using to discredit the Nets and say that they're not this, it applies to exactly the same shit for the Lakers. The same injury. You want to use injury, whatever, the same shit applies to the Lakers. Why did you now assume the Lakers were finals, but not the Nets? The same, they're not going to have games and reps together going into the playoffs, applies to the Lakers. But why did you have the Lakers going to the finals and not the Nets? When the West is even more tougher. The Nets are the same. Oh, you don't want the Lakers. The same shit. I don't want the Nets. The Nets, you think the Nets could go through the Bucks, could go through Philly, and then now have another hardship in the finals, go through 3 straight tough series? But the same thing applies to the Lakers, especially if they're now dropping to the play-in tournament. Or first round they're facing Clippers, second round they're facing, and then third. So it's not the same tough road, but for the Lakers it didn't matter. So why can't you apply that to the Nets? Every knock or every discredit or every bad narrative you could apply and find a way to apply to the Nets, you could apply the same thing to the Lakers. Come on now. But they don't do it. There's a reason. Y'all know what the reason is. You already know, man. Anyways, it's True Talks, because True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all, man. At the end of the day, you already know what time it is. You already know this is what Elite looks like, man. Thank you for coming for that IQ, because that's what I do. Listen, man. At the end of the day, no matter what, and all these narratives, no matter what, I just want elite basketball at the right time, at the best time. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what we all want. At least we could all be on the same page when it comes to that. You want to disagree, say that I'm capping, say that I'm not, I don't know what I'm talking about, this, that, and the third. I'm capping, he just talks shit, did it. Whatever you say, whatever you want to say about me, it don't matter. At the end of the day, we all want to see everybody at their best. We can at least agree to that. So you already know I'm waiting for that, and I'm hoping that is something that we get to see, man. I hope, like, LeBron, go get your health back, man. Go, rest these 1-2 games, whatever. Just be healthy, man. I want every man to be healthy. I think even, to me, it's just, we've seen Trae Young with a terrible ankle injury, and he came back. You know what I mean? We see, I don't know. Maybe because LeBron's older. But even, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I can't subscribe to the fact that ankle injury, maybe it was the last straw. I don't know. But I don't think so. But we'll see. I just think maybe it's just a built-in excuse. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what's going on. But at the end of the day, I just want LeBron to be healthy. I want every man to be healthy, AD to be healthy. And I want, let's go. Let's get ready for it. You already know. I appreciate y'all. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. You get what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Keep spreading the word, man. Keep spreading the word. I know a lot of y'all been liking the content, been liking what I've been doing, and I've been grinding, and we out here. And, at the end of the day, just help me help you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep these videos going and you want to keep everything going and going on a full-fledged, straight, especially playoff time, we're going to ramp it up. I'm going to be doing more breakdowns and still this format, but more breakdowns as well. But playoffs will, I'll be doing more. Maybe not the same full quarter, maybe last 5 minutes, whatever the case is. But I'm going to be doing more, especially on multiple teams like playoffs, right? So, we got to ramp it up. But you want to get more of that out? Share, like, and subscribe, and spread the word so it gets out even more. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man. Comment, let me know what y'all think at the end of the day. But it's what it looks like. You already know, man. And I'm out, man.